Hello and welcome to the stream. Hope you're all doing well. I am Nether and I am so very glad that I get to play here all these games, thank you, with all my lovely friends. So, with that, I realize I have been, hold on. I realize I have only been streaming like my games, but I really would hope to stream a little bit tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be Ghost Trick, or if it's going to be something else, but I do want to get myself back into the regular schedule of Friday evening video games. So, if that is something that you're interested in, please do let me know. I need the external validation. But otherwise, as you can see, just over there, we've reached 350 followers. And I'm so excited for that. That is so wonderful. I don't yet know if we are going to do something for that, or if but I am so very glad for all of the people that have recently followed me, specifically Cafenby or Cafe NB, who followed me and it got the 350 mark hit. As you can also see, we are still raising funds for the Minecraft server upgrade, which is needed because when we were testing, we were only there with like 4 people, and things crashed horribly to the point where Sunbury was not allowed on the server by the server because of corrupted data. And I want to avoid that. I want to play Minecraft with Sunbury and all my friends, for the Plainsmeld folks. So if that is something that you're interested in, might I recommend that? Thank you very much. But with all that said, I am going to bring the hero gang in momentarily. And with that, I will switch over in 3, 2...
Guy Mantas.
Hello!
Oh, howdy.
Hello.
And
Hi.
Turning off my own music.
By the way, I said I was counting the seconds. 5 minutes, 53 seconds.
Thank you!
Ghosted.
I had to do math for that, and I'm very upset.
So what were the seconds? Because you mentioned minutes, but you were counting the seconds.
Well, because it stacks. Because I'm not just going to be like, oh, you were gone for like 600 minutes or seconds.
Oh, that's 10 minutes.
So I had to do math to figure out the minute. Wait, what?
600 seconds.
Yeah.
You could just do that?
Yes.
5 times 6.
I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous, and I'm very upset.
I am so sorry.
I wish I could just like do that. Oh my god! I have a calculator up right now.
I just want to say.
Don't worry, I just can't do numbers at all.
I just want to say for
Yeah, what's up?
for
What's 5 times 6?
30.
I wasn't asking Nether.
Can we not do this, please?
I have a more important thing.
Yes.
Ghost. Your
Yeah, what's up?
captions aren't on Ghost.
Oh god,
You were even added about that.
was it?
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah.
God damn it!
I hope the ad here wasn't like too obnoxious.
Oh no, it was fine. At here, everybody
at here,
except
at
you,
me.
Ghost.
Add
At
everybody.
here still pings.
That's fine.
I think ad here pings whomever is in that channel and is online.
All right, so I'm gonna
Oh.
love it with you.
Well then stop being on offline, Ghost.
No, it definitely pinged me because I remember hearing the noise. The reason I didn't see it, even though it's pulled up on my other monitor, is because I was doing math on my primary monitor.
Oh no.
Tell them
I
stop doing math.
genuinely appreciate you doing math. Or
Well,
as I would
because last
say,
time I did
maths.
this bit, Alvarin's called me on it and was just like, all right, how many seconds was it? I'm like, wait, I was supposed to actually be counting? Yeah, you said you would.
I have learned through socialization that sort of literalness, literal-mindedness is not always appreciated, but it makes for great jokes.
It's for the memes.
Yes,
We wildin' out here.
we are wild.
Or
We,
debates.
that being Keestrith Robo and I, and Nether also contributed, we were speculating in regards to who's going to be behind it. And I think the
Bone
last thing that was,
fairies.
yep, I think the last thing that was mentioned was bone fairies.
Bone
So now-
fairies.
By the,
So-
now it's
by the
just kinda
way,
like,
For
I
context, who was behind it being the murder?
Bone
by the way,
fairies.
I'm gonna say I love you all dearly. I had to mute the server for 8 hours to make y'all shut up for me because I kept
Oh.
getting the pings, and I was like,
Yeah.
ah!
Yeah,
Sorry.
No,
Don't
don't
be.
apologize. Don't be sorry. I was like, I love you guys. Shut up. You're all
We have the
beautiful souls.
capability. We have the capability of curating our online experiences. Nothing to
Yes.
apologize
Exactly.
for.
I just thought I'd
That's
make you
why
guys
I've got
giggle.
my. That's why I've got my phone set up to just not give any notifications when I'm asleep.
That's fair.
I only have certain notifications.
Also, I see that Alvarez, you've watched Star Trek Lower Decks.
No,
No,
I've seen clips,
you've just seen Moopsie.
and I've just seen Moopsie, and I have had
Yep.
Moopsie explained in another chat.
Yeah, Moopsie
Moopsie.
drinks your bones.
Moopsie drinks your bones.
Yeah,
It
Moopsie
drinks your bones.
That's
That being said,
fine.
I'm very interested in watching that show. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I am in no way a Trekkie. I know nothing about Star Trek,
Don't worry about
but
it.
I refuse to pay money for another streaming service. So
I
here we are.
recently had a bit of a streaming party with Gamesy and Sunny. Not Sunny. There's a lot of
That's-
people that have solar names.
Yeah. I did
Ooh.
a streaming party recently with some other friends of Colombo.
Ooh, I still need to watch that. But yeah, we watched like this first 8 episodes of Lower Decks.
Yeah.
It is a cartoon,
Mhm.
but it is also an adult cartoon, so it gets... What was the word I used? Crude.
Mhm.
Yes.
Crass.
Yeah, crass, yes. But it is a lot of fun. And I will say, if you're not a Trekkie, you may not get all of the jokes. Because there's a lot of reference to like older series. However, I would say it's still a lot of fun. It pokes a little bit of fun at the franchise as a whole. But it is not to the point of like disrespect. It is a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes, and it is a lot of fun.
Nice.
To be fair, the last Star Trek thing that I was familiar with was The Next Generation 20 years ago. Over 20 years, 25 years ago.
Oh yeah.
From what I understand, there is a theory about one of the characters because of I think like a scene in The Next Generation.
That sounds too vague for me to have an idea about what you mean.
I just
I'm-
want to watch Deep Space Nine again now.
I just want to say I'm far too Buffy the Vampire Slayer coded because as soon as Go said like something about having a theory, I had a Buffy the Vampire Slayer musical episode moment about I have a theory it could be bunnies.
What it is though?
Well, bunnies aren't as cute as everybody supposes.
It's true.
Also, powerful and wise storyteller, are you ready for us?
I've been ready, as ready as I'm gonna be. That's entirely up to you guys at this point.
Art thou ready?
Oh, yeah.
I'm ready.
All right.
Ready.
We're
So-
ready.
I know a couple of times people have popped up with what happened last time. I've got a general idea, unless anyone else wants to take it from me.
We got together and talked about all the stuff we got.
We made Cardin eat a knife.
I
There
am
were
not.
monkeys in the store.
There were so
were
many
monkeys
monkeys.
everywhere.
There was
Ah!
So many.
there were 20 to 50 monkeys.
I
in the
didn't see
store.
them, and I made them coffee, and I didn't see them.
We were gaslit. That's what happened.
They're good at their jobs.
They were gatekeeping, gaslighting, girl bossing all over the store.
Their jobs is to get into places and find things for me.
They are A+ at their job.
Yes.
I am
Good
scared.
monkeys.
You should be.
The word.
You also did a bit of divination.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Figured out some information about
We traveled
one
to
of
the
your
Divi
antennas.
Nation.
and then got a couple of notifications for help investigating a murder.
Where?
Also, everybody met Big Old Pubby and
Yeah. I forgot about
yeah.
Alma. Oh no.
and Donovan got a complex because everybody was giving New Pubby attention.
New puppy is 4 times as big, though.
Also,
Yeah,
when we
he's
got
No, maybe not 4 times. Maybe 3.5.
big.
Big.
Also, when we got to the place,
Lord.
Jody saw the cops and was like, "Fuck this shit," and went into the sky.
That's right.
Just
I
vanished.
forgot about that.
Poof.
There they go. Boo.
Get that.
Oh boy, here I go fleeing the law again.
Ah, me too.
It's funny that someone who's had bad experiences with the police would not want to hang out with them.
No,
Who would have
perfectly
thought?
fine.
Hilarious, even.
Yeah.
So weird.
Very odd.
Just stop being scared of the law. What are they gonna do? Arrest you?
Mimes.
Yes. They're going to do something that will make me hurt them.
Jody, they'll have to catch me first. Zooms into
Call-
camera. They're not going to.
Jody's just like call an ambulance, but not for me.
Jody, they're going to have to catch me first, McKenna.
Mm-hmm. They can't. I speed is 10 and I can fly.
Jody's like running around at the speed of sound.
I am currently too pretty to be arrested.
Yeah,
You didn't have the tempo, but you had the spirit, and I appreciate it.
I think they had the tempo. They were just off on melody.
That's fair. Okay.
I don't know the song, so I did my best. Therefore, no one can judge me.
I'd say for not knowing the song, that's very good.
I mean, we can, but we won't.
Imagine
Even
judging
if you
someone
were
couldn't
too
be me.
pretty to be arrested, you got a big old doggo.
Yeah.
The
that
doggo
will
does
eat
help.
them.
The wolfo does help. Alma is very good at protect. Well, Alma is better at is better at other things than protect. Her best stats are find, persist, and maim.
Oh boy. One
Alma,
of these things is
protect.
not at all like the others.
Alma protect, Alma attack, and then Donovan goes, but most importantly, baby got back.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Look,
it's just like,
Donovan is upset for the lack of attention, but he's also upset about how much he wants to be with Alma.
he's like, "Ayo, girl." We are not good at recapping.
No, we're not.
We've done it. We recapped.
Mhm.
We can play now.
Listen,
Very
We-
late, very,
yeah.
very haphazardly.
Not very late. It's only been 16 minutes past time. Some catching up. It's fine.
I was about to say, Alfred's didn't say recap good. They said recap, and we've done that.
Mhm.
I said I had some ideas in regards to it, but that's perfectly fine. Take it how you will. But at the end of the last session, you were approached by a feminine figure who was in a bit of a terse argument with a second individual who's introduced herself as Elena Johnson and has introduced the other individual as Joseph Wilson.
Hey.
And she kind of acknowledges the thing on there. Acknowledges the fact that assistance was called for from Liv, and her compatriot decided to hire somebody out anyway. She kind of opens her mouth to kind of begin explaining, closes it, and opens it again and goes, usually we're able to sit there and handle things in regards to investigations on its own, but they don't usually involve murder, at least when I get called out. And Liv mentioned that you guys were, whether it's new or not exactly strangers to violence. So I asked if she would reach out to you, and there we go. But it's kind of tough to sit there and figure out what's going on. You guys want to take a look around? We'll tell you that I'll be monitoring you and I'll be able to answer any of the questions that you have. And if you're hoping to sit there and get a look at the body has already been removed. So.
Did you just say that we're no strangers to violence?
Liv said that.
That we know the rules, and so do you?
I did not say such a thing.
Harden grabs
God.
the bridge of his nose.
Damn it. Vega just quietly goes, I was gonna say that.
I love that song. So good.
It's a good song.
Jody said from the rooftop.
You just
Jody's
hear it echoing
Jody's been
down.
listening to it on the way up.
But yeah. So as you guys kind of approach, and as she's willing to sit there and go forward, the luminary household, or this household, is barred to everyone but law enforcement, which is part of the reason why she'll accompany you. And you do notice on the balcony on the second door, as you guys are approaching, that is broken with its wallpaper off of it, or with one torn off of its hinges. It's a kind of double French style doors.
Where was the impact from?
Go ahead. So going inwards, taking a look at some of the stuff. Okay. Go ahead and roll for me a investigation related check. You said that you're looking to figure out where the impact came from?
Yeah, because you said the doors were like broken off their hinges.
One's leading out to the balcony, yes. So
One's
this would be
leading
from
out to the
second.
balcony. So I wanted to know if the impact came from outside or inside.
Oh, okay. All right. I appreciate people asking questions. Please slow down. I am taking notes.
What kind of skill would this be? Because I
Let me pull up the skills.
think like, I think academics or science, if I go off of, like, things that I've read that could be useful to, like, put into practice regarding a murder investigation.
You know what? I'm going to say, since you're asking for a roll, and there's a few different things that you can find, make it a science check.
Okay.
Um,
Not too great at that, but okay.
Forensics.
I know.
1 successes.
as this is getting asked, I am just going to just ask for a general overview of the scene because we already have the balcony's wrecked, correct?
The doors leading out to the balcony are broken, one of which
Okay.
broken off of its hinges.
Okay.
With
there's-
one success, you find that the doors that you're sitting there and expecting were blown outwards. And part of the reason why you can sit there and know that is as you've been taking upstairs, you have the study, which is kind of beyond a... So let me go ahead and make a map, because I should have done this beforehand, but I did
It's
not.
okay, don't worry about it.
So, create a
I know the
scene,
feeling.
new scene, luminary.
This ain't a scene. It hasn't been drawn yet.
Alright,
It's
so
a
we'll save that.
dang sketch.
Activate.
Thing.
Drawing. Alright, so what we have is... Okay, I don't want that. I want... that is ugly. How to change color?
For the background?
No, for the drawing tools.
You can, in the drawing tools, I believe, configure drawings for default.
Okay,
Line width,
so
stroke color.
blunt impact on balcony doors, blown outward, one of which off its hinges.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll do that. So we have text. Text. STUDY. Update. Text. Draw. Text. Balcony. Update drawing. So let me just go ahead. So the balcony is over here. Oh. And then the study is in here. So the figure drawing, stroke color, I'll go red. Okay. Configure default. So the doors here are blown outwards.
Okay.
The doors that are... I'm going to change the color again. Stroke color,
So this
blue.
here is like a corridor?
Yep. And then these doors are untouched. It's kind of like a little corridor, a little sitting room type of thing, is kind of the general vibe that you get there.
Okay.
But with the one success in addition to that you get is the wallpaper that is in this corridor waiting room area looks to be sun-washed.
Sun-washed.
Which is strange, given everywhere else that you see in the house has not been.
Okay. So
Ghost
either
asked a
this...
question. So...
Okay, so I will try and see if the one of the other investigators here is here, or like people in charge.
So Alana and Yosef are keeping you guys company, so if you want to sit there and talk to them, that's fine. I know Ghost wanted to sit there and get some information from them about like kind of like the overview of the scene.
I did want to ask just offhand, probably both of them. This corridor, there seems to be some damage to the wallpaper. Does this corridor usually get sun?
Yosef, Let me double check in regards to who's here.
Now, Alvarez, if you turned charisma into a villain, darn you!
Oh my goodness.
If you turn charisma into a villain, well played. That did not even cross my mind, and it would be brilliant.
My immediate thought is either this gets a lot of sun compared to the rest of the apartment, or something went off very brightly and burned it.
Nether, that I was literally sitting here thinking, like, okay, so the person who did this either has control over UV rays or has control over the sun. We don't know anybody who could do that. And then you mentioned charisma, and I was just like, wait. No.
So I'm just kind of verifying something here real quick. Yosef answers exceptionally quickly. He goes, "No, this space doesn't particularly see much sunlight despite being next to a balcony. Not enough for something like that to happen."
Do you have any pictures of the place before whatever happened here happened?
Yeah, quite a few actually.
Good.
And he pulls out his phone.
Okay.
And we'll show some pictures beforehand. It's kind of like it was like that kind of overexposure in regards to like washing out the colors from being in the sunlight for an extended period of time. That's kind of the vibe that's kind of gotten on with the wallpaper.
And can we see like a difference between the situation now and the previous situation that like noticeable? And how old are these pictures?
The timestamps on the picture were not yesterday, but the day before.
Okay, so in 2 days' time, there's a significant sun washing of this wallpaper.
Mm-hmm.
And my hunch is that this happened during the altercation. But don't know yet.
It's possible.
And that's what Casimir is up to. What's everyone else up to?
All right. Does anybody else have a question before I ask my question? Because I kind of have a list here.
I am
Go
not there.
ahead.
That's
I
fair.
have just one, which is going to be what was the cause of death. Assuming the layout is, I'm guessing that they were thrown off the balcony, but it's good
I
to
was
check.
also going past that. Also, where was the victim found?
So I guess we'll start with where was the victim found and what was the cause of death?
The cause of death still has yet to be determined. There was signs of violence.
No. Keep it down. Keep it down. You're good.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's any mentioning in regards to it.
I had to fight a flood of sass off there.
I was gonna say, nah, really?
We are of the same mind, because the second they said that, I was just gonna be like, no, at a homicide crime scene? You don't say. I'm behaving
We are
myself.
too sassy for our own goods.
Seriously. We could be dying and we still be talking shit. Anyway.
What are you gonna do? Stab me?
The
you stabbed me.
The body was found in this room, in the little corridor there.
So, need to get the right tool here.
Let me pop open to the right thing. Yeah, so like right in there. I'm on the wrong clicky.
So, okay, how extensive is the damage to the door?
I mean, they're French-style double doors, and one is literally barely hanging on a hinge.
Right.
So, like, if you're asking for like particular levels of damage, it's not exactly something that can be closed or anything along those lines at this particular moment.
But did it look like the body got thrown? The body didn't get thrown through, right? The body was
It did
still
not.
in. Okay.
Okay.
But it is possible that body. Wait, I know the question was asked what the cause of death was, but I don't know if the answer was given.
It's at the
Alright.
coroner's. The exact cause of death is still being determined.
Okay.
Out
There
of
was
character.
so signs of a struggle is kind of what it was.
Is there any blood on the
Comments.
floor where the body was found?
With that question, anyone who's there, because I know that
Yeah.
Jody is up, may make a I'm gonna say science check in regards to it to get some of the information.
Can I add my keen smell to the science
Well.
check because I can be able to smell viscera?
Sure.
Okay.
I think I've
Sure,
just
sir.
opened my Eldritch site.
Post cognition.
That sounds like a reference.
Oh, it's just being able to see things. And
I've already happened.
did you still want to roll there, Ghost? Go ahead.
I'm trying
I'll
to
wait till
figure out.
this.
Sorry. I'm trying to figure out what the bonus I'd get from keen smell is.
It's 1.
It's 1? Okay.
Keen senses is 1 enhancement when that sense would apply.
Okay, so I'll do one of these.
Buying more keen senses gets it so it applies in more situations.
Oh,
Yeah.
Before we handle this, because there's a lot of fucking things that you guys can see in regards to it.
Yeah, I'm trying
you
to
had a
keep everything
question?
in order.
You had a question, Michi? Just real quick.
Because I forget if we ever got the name of the victim.
I was about to ask for a victim profile as well.
Okay. The name of the victim, as it's asked, is her name is Bai Amari.
Okay. And I'd like to ask if she has a connection to this building and if we could get some information on her.
So, Bai here is a the best way to kind of explain it is this is her home.
Okay.
And this is kind of like the opposite side of that. What's the word I'm looking for? The opposite end of that speakeasy that you guys go to. This is a safe place that's a bit more kind for these types of places. She has the nickname of the Luminary, and while you guys are hero-related Scions, she also is a Scion of a sun god, specifically.
Oh.
Real quick, what was that? What was that other alias?
Luminary. So let me put that in there.
It's the name of the map up in the top left corner.
Oh, thank you.
Luminary.
By Amari, also known as the Luminary. Thank you. Oh man, thank you.
And she
That
was
does help.
also a Scion.
Right. She was a Scion of who?
A sun god.
A sun god. I don't have the exact notes available at the moment.
That's the proof in the pudding there.
But if we know that that's the case, we might have tried to put up a fight.
Yeah, if the sum damage is from the victim, that paints a different picture than what I had.
Either way, it puts a possible suspect or a group of people as suspects.
Do we know the time where it all occurred?
Around, judging by from some of the preliminary things that they got, it was around dawn. It was early in the morning.
Less likely to be vampire then.
Question.
Yeah, go
Two
for it.
questions. What time is it currently?
I was thinking it was early or mid-afternoon because you guys did divination, you guys bullshitted about your stuff, you guys got together.
I thought it would have been like mid-morning because we did all show up at the beginning of our days, did we not?
That's fair. That makes sense. Second question: what's the weather like? Is it overcast or not?
I will know.
Yeah, it's clear, pretty good all out today, all
Okay.
things considered.
With that information, I would like, first of all, to ask whether my 6 successes allows me to stunt with 2.
What is the intent to do the stunt with?
By reading the stars, I roll twice for any one roll I make in the scene and keep the better results.
Yep, you can spend 2 of it on that, so you'll have 4 successes in regards to it.
Okay.
So, we will go ahead and handle you first because you're looking at things visually.
Yep.
Some of the things that you notice is, again, the identical French doors leading into the study is intact, and the key is still in the lock. You get the idea that the luminary let this person in, whoever it was.
Mm-hmm.
There are blood splatters, to answer the actual question. It's not kind of like a huge aspect. I really wish they put the aspect for the description of the crime scene in the space. That would be great, but they did not. So I'm digging
That is
for
a
it.
shame.
But some of the blood splatters, one of them is not blood at all, but rather pine resin. And the fine linen fibers that are detectable on every surface, all of them are stained dark. Those are the things that you find, one on each of those successes.
Dark
So you may
stained
do
fibers, fine resin, and some blood splatter. Blood splatter.
and whoever did this was let in by the luminary.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing that you notice, and it's kind of unsettling there, Carden, is there is leathery, ancient flesh on the floor around the broken French door.
Ew.
Leathery ancient flesh.
Leathery, ancient flesh.
Okay, one moment.
Gross.
Vampire. That's just a wild guess.
Is there any way that somebody can examine it to see if they have an idea of who
You
it
guys
could
got
be
a bunch
from?
of You guys have a bunch of successes that you can use for the purposes of procedurals. You can, and I'll just go over the things briefly again. So for those of you that have some extra successes, so we have one from Nether, and we have some from Ghost there. What we can do is I can give you an extra clue in regards to it.
What do you mean one from me?
You have an unspent success. You spent 2 on the things, and I've given you 3 additional clues. So you
Okay,
have 1
yes.
unspent success. I can
Understood.
give you some additional context or insight. You may ask me a question about the clue, which must relate to how you're gathering the information, or you can create an entirely new fact about the clue within reason. So you can't just be like, yes, these footprints lead straight to the thing. Because
Oh,
that would
man.
take the fun out of it.
It's almost like I spec my character for a situation like this.
Does make sense.
So yes, you guys can sit there and ask things if you'd like.
I can't also assume, because of my ability of just conspiracy theorist. I believe I can also just conspiracy seeker. Sorry. I can also just gather information and form connections for things that should not be able to be connected.
If you make a roll, you get an enhancement to put things together, regardless of how desperate the connections is.
All right, just making sure. Okay. Alright, so blood splatters throughout the room, but not all splatters are blood. Some are pine resin. Killer may have been close to the victim. You said it was a patch of leathery ancient flesh next to the door?
Let me get the exact words
Or are
here.
we just looking like at a burlap sack of
Flakes.
a man? Flakes. Okay.
Mhm.
Flakes.
Is there any way that I could roll for something to see if with the pine resin and the leathery skin, if it could be any like a something that's, I don't want to say supernatural, but not quite a just normal run of the mill human.
You can that is something that can sit there and do that. Again, you have, I would say, probably about 4 or 5 successes to spend on this stuff. So rather than continuously making rolls and having a bunch of information in regards to it, if you want the extra insight, if everyone will agree to that, or the people who made those rolls, since it's their things,
You can
I'd
have
be
my
more than
success.
happy. Okay.
So I was making my own notes, and I almost
You're fine.
typed instead of crime scene, I wrote crime scone.
Delicious.
Oh man.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Hard.
The scone's so
Hard
tasty, it's
hungry
illegal.
again.
Also, I am imagining that Alma and Donovan are sitting like at the door to the building, just chilling.
They're there if you need them, but they are not inside at
They're
the
not
moment.
inside.
I am
There's-
going to
They're guard bubbos.
just to cover cliches. I am going to text Jody because they are already outside and just ask them like, hey, can you keep a note out for any
Oh, hey, that
denizen?
thing I was going to be doing this entire time?
Oh, sorry.
Because we just hadn't got to me yet?
Okay. We can-
Jody's just sent a
so,
message back like, I'm on it.
so what was your question exactly there, Michi?
I wanted to see if with the pine resin and the flakes of leathery skin, if there is anything, not, I wouldn't say like maybe supernatural, maybe like kind of, I don't even want
Denizen.
to say otherworldly. Yeah, another, like a denizen that rings a bell from these little bits of clues that we're getting, that we've like found left behind. Because pine resin doesn't seem like something that the victim would have as a sun Scion
Roll
or
for
sun guy Scion.
me a mental and occult.
Mental occult. Alrighty. Let me do that really quick. Let me
Because
see.
you specifically asked if you're familiar with it, so I'll be able to sit there and tell you information regardless. But this is determining if you are familiar.
So occults, and we'll do intellect. I don't think I have any specialties that will help.
I'm taking a look.
Alright, so
Nope.
I got 2 successes.
On 2 successes, which I need to bump up the momentum pool anyway. If you'd like to, you could spend momentum.
Sure. What do I roll for that?
How much momentum do you want to spend?
I will use 1. If you guys are cool with that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Use like 3. We got to spend 6 for the extra XP.
5.
Huh? Oh,
I
5.
just 5.
You got to spend 5. It's only 5 people here, John.
Ghost.
We
Yeah.
got common names.
Well, I don't want to like use up like super a whole bunch, so I'll use 2 of them then actually. What do I roll for that then?
So if you go to the little D10 icon in the bottom right hand, just above the chat bar,
Yeah.
you just put in 2 dice when it asks for the thing.
Please don't be scared to spend
Boo!
momentum.
You get 1 momentum back for the failed roll because nothing on that seems familiar. You do get the sense, given how the flakes of ancient flesh are scattered, you do get the sense that some super natural, for lack of a better term, a denizen type entity was here and was responsible for it. Nothing is ringing the bells with the clues that you have so far. We'll go ahead and pause for that while you think of some things that you'd like to do with your successes, or while the people in there do that. We'll go ahead and head on out to Jody. Jody, what are you looking at?
Okay, first of all,
Mhm.
right, lads.
All right. Just kind of out of nowhere, about 20 monkeys from the corners just kind of gather up
Emerge.
on the roof.
Yeah. I want you to search the entire building, top to bottom. Find any weird shit, you tell me about it.
All right.
Cool. I'm gonna stand up here and look around, see if there's any suspicious people looking at the building,
Okay.
hanging around, being suspicious.
So, go ahead and just make a perception type check. So that would be subterfuge to see if anyone's hiding, or empathy to see if anyone's acting shady in particular. Maybe survival to see if there's anything odd there, for keeping a look
I'm
around.
gonna use the one of those that I have dots in.
Yeah, go for it.
If there's like people trying to sneak, can I use my stealth to use my knowledge of stealth?
Absolutely.
Which mental or social? It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cunning. Spotify 1. 4 successes.
All right. 4 successes is good. You do not see anyone trying to sneak or be stealthy around. Most of the people that are there are mostly police gathering last bit evidence and kind of making sure that the scene is tied off for people who aren't related or working with law enforcement at the moment. A
I'm
couple
gonna
of the
keep
lads.
an eye out, but yeah.
Usually that might have been a mixed role, given that you're told the lads to do something at the same time. However, given that everyone had some pretty good roles, one of the lads does kind of come up to you on the roof and reports the things that everyone else has found. The ancient
Mhm.
flex, the weird blood splatter, the faded wallpaper, the key in the lock, etc.
Okay. I'm gonna tell him to keep looking.
Okay. All right, so Carden, you have some successes to spend.
Right. Hmm. Um. hmm.
If you can't think of
Figure out
anything, that's fine.
trying to figure out what lead to follow. Um. Since off of what Vega figured out, can I use Conspiracy Seeker to try to link the pine resin, and the ancient leathery flesh, to the victim in any way?
Given what people have said in regards to what the thing is on there, and the aspect of conspiracy seeker, given the place of the flesh, you presume that it was not someone on the side of the luminary, because the flesh was next to the broken off the hinge door. Nvidia, no.
Hmm?
I said Nvidia, no.
No,
Oh.
Yeah.
The video
Vega,
done.
no! Uh, okay, so we have a couple of rec doors. Oh, can I check the floor for what we're gonna do, right? Uh, can I check the floor for like indents in it or like footprints?
Footprints?
Yeah, because I'm imagining somebody who can send or just wreck their way through these doors. that means one of two things. They're either a very large individual or they're just a very strong one. So I'm trying to rule out one of those.
As you take a look at some of that, you find them hard as you kind of brush your fingers against it, as if the fibers are burnt.
I smell the air. Do I smell anything other than just... Okay, so I apologize. I'm going to be splitting hairs here.
Mhm.
If something is set on fire, it has a different smell than if something is sunburnt. So what I'm trying to see is, can I smell singeing as opposed to just solar flashing? I'm
You
trying to
do
figure...
not detect any aspect of like the leftover residue of a fire with the scent.
So, as far as we know, she was the only one that was doing any of the burning.
You do have the two individuals there that are kind of helping you in regards to it, who
Right.
to ask questions of if need be.
Okay. So, off of what we've seen so far, are there any theories that you two have? I asked the NPCs.
Um, well, I'm not entirely sure who's all responsible. It is somebody that she trusted. As Yosef speaks, we had a mutual entanglement with an individual named Lysithia Ilyana.
Oh, God. Okay.
I'm grabbing the name, don't worry about it. Yosef and Bias. Quote, entanglement, end quote.
Tanglement.
There is a gentleman who kind of frequents the area. He's a little bit more aggressive, but he didn't. I think he was more upset at the fact that Bai was so willing to compromise. His name is Fergus Monet.
What do you mean by compromise?
She was always willing to sit there and give people chances. Second chances, third chances. Always saw the best in people.
Chances for what?
Recovery, changes, attitude, figuring out different places to go.
Hey,
Kind
I
of
realize
looks
we
over.
haven't asked what her line of work is.
How well known is Andre in a lot of social work circles?
Probably decently well known. He's a very noticeable presence.
Yosef kind of gestures over towards Andre. Kind of like him, but for more denizen-related folks and adults that might need some additional help. If that makes sense. He's got more. I'm just writing these down so you guys can have the information.
Do you think perhaps somebody took advantage of this goodwill?
Yes. Another person that does come by a decent amount is somebody named Miyuki Katsuro. but I don't think that she did it. She arrived this morning from a visit back to Japan.
At this point, we're not looking exactly for who did it. We're just covering known association.
Mm-hmm. She did seem inseparable from Bai when she was in town, though, which is why she'd probably be best to look into.
Did Bai
Anyway,
live here for like a long time? Was she from around here, or did she
I believe
migrate?
she was. I believe she was. She did move here from elsewhere. I don't exactly recall at the moment, but she has had the house here for the better part of 10, 15 years. So she's been here for a little while, making things on there. There is another individual, and her name is. I'm just trying to grab it. Jennifer Walker. She's new in town. She seems like a well-meaning kid, but she was also new and keeping things that are kind of around. I don't really know too much about her. Anytime that Bai or I would try to sit there and talk about it, she would kind of clam up, be tight-lipped about it. I do have a means to sit there and get a hold of most of the people. I do have Lasipia's number, relatively easy enough to get across. Yeah, these individuals are there if you'd like to sit there and talk to them. Yeah, a lot of them are as upset about it as I am.
Are these four accounted for?
As in, do we know their whereabouts?
Yes.
Yeah, for the most part.
Have they
Lysithia's,
been questioned?
and he kind of looks over to Alena, and Alena goes, given the fact that we just kind of got here and taken a look at a lot of things, I think mostly the information's kind of just been given out and how it spreads like wildfire. I haven't had the chance to question them, and while the list of suspects has been put together, I don't know if anyone else has gotten to a chance yet. We haven't followed up yet.
I think it might be a good idea to talk to these people, at least figure out what they know and maybe their movements, their whereabouts, where they were when this happened.
It's very fair. Is there anyone that you'd like to talk to first?
I think speaking with Miss Katsuro would be a good start, given that she's said to have this deeper connection with Miss Samari.
All right, absolutely. Alina asked, did you want me to accompany you guys, or do you guys think that you have it at the moment?
I would actually like to get an answer to a specific, like, what are they expecting from us? What is our current mission?
That's a great question. We should probably figure out what kind of authority we have to handle this.
Like, what's the authority we have is even secondary to like, what do they want from us?
Given that you are newly ascended scions and are at least willing to confront some of this stuff, the best way to sit there and it's just kind of taking a look into it would be fantastic. You guys have probably better insights quicker than what we can get. Elena's not afraid to admit that. And information mostly, but if she kind of gestures towards the wallpaper, if something can do this, I know that I probably can't stand up to it. I don't know if you guys can or if you guys have a means to it. If things go haywire quickly.
It does look like there was significant force. And I don't know which party did what exactly, but we have some tricks up our sleeve.
I really appreciate all of you looking into this. If you want me to accompany you, I will. If you want me to meet you somewhere, it's fine. Here's my number. I'll give you guys her contact information. And gives you the address of Miyuki.
We can probably handle this interaction, but we will be in touch.
This is contact information of Elena, right? Or
Correct.
Alana.
Correct.
Okay. Miyuki Katsuro. Is she already aware of Miss Amari's passing?
Yosef nods in response to that. Yes, she is.
All right. I would not like to be the one bringing that bad news.
It out of character, it'd be a real big, just messed up move
up.
to make us in charge of making people aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have training for that.
No, not in the slightest.
Jody would not have tact, as
Knock on the
established
door.
in previous conversations.
Hey, what's up? Your friend's dead.
Do you guys want to get going immediately?
Given the extra time I've had the lad searching, do they learn anything else?
Taking up in regards to it, it's more just kind of confirmation of the same. Like, they went through some of Bai's stuff and figured out a lot of the aspects. I think the thing that's kind of put on there is Jennifer's kind of been subletting, I think is kind of the idea
Okay.
at this particular moment, is the only other aspect.
Fancy word, do not understand. Somebody please explain.
Hiring from someone who already is hiring a business or building, for the purposes of residence. So
if you were not, if we didn't put you on the lease, you'd be subletting from me.
Yes,
Okay.
that.
You're living there without like being on, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's something that Jody learns, they will just text the others with that. Say, hey, this Jennifer person is subletting apparently.
I'm gonna add that to Jennifer's profile.
We can refer to this information in Phoenix Wright style, or right? Or
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You hear the ping.
Objection.
Hold it! Take this! I love those games.
And fun. But yeah, so I take it you guys want to go over there immediately then? Is there anything that anyone else wanted to ask or talk about?
I forgot. I hate
Go
my
for
brain
it.
sometimes.
And
We brought up the question what they wanted from us. I forgot if an answer was given.
Information, I think, was the primary thing.
yeah,
What?
so
Gathering like
And
your
if
guys'
it's a monster, then we probably have to
Okay.
fight it.
So it's
Yeah.
basically the police here realize that something is going wrong. They don't exactly know what. That's why we are here. We're the special.
We are Harry Dresden.
We are Harry Dressen. Shit.
You have been deputized by the Supernatural Crimes Division to help investigate a supernatural crime and
At
deal
least we
with
don't
that
have the
as you
sword
guys
of
feel called.
Damocles.
again,
Jody refused to be deputized by
That's
simply not
correct.
being present.
Yes.
this is correct.
Which is
Fair.
funny
I-
because Jody's the most likely to push something or punch something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, hate to split hairs here. They use the word deputization.
I use the word deputization.
Okay. Because if they use it, that also gives us arresting power, and that's far too much than we should have.
Yep.
Well, you can. You just can't arrest with legal authority. You guys have divine authority. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even going to go there.
Hold on.
I mean, I
No,
don't know
you
how
said it now.
citizens' arrest laws work in Germany.
I am
We're
looking
not
that
in
up right
Germany.
now.
That's
There is
fine.
not a formal
We will-
arrest.
I will arrest them under the authority of the celestial bureaucracy. It's fine.
Oh
So,
god!
um,
I can totally see that being a thing!
Yeah.
Oh no.
You were saying another?
in Belgium, there is citizen arrest. Let's see. If a citizen that holds someone that was caught red-handed during a crime or misdemeanor, and then they should give the facts directly to an agent of the public force, so like police. And when then stuff about like what the time for making what's this making out like an official complaint for it in the judicial sense.
Okay.
But there's technically a thing. It is not as open or as grand as what I know in Dutch law citizen's arrest can be.
Hmm.
And I'm not aware of like UK or US law regarding like citizen's arrests.
So what I'm hearing is we hate trying to figure out the terminology in these situations.
It's okay.
We can hold, we cannot detain, and we must immediately contact the authorities.
Yes. Well, we, as far as I can see here, we can actually use. Let's see. It's not a formal type of arresting someone. A citizen's arrest is a safety measure that can, like, where you can hold a criminal temporarily.
I think the
Until
answer is just
police
yeah, sure. I
arrives.
think the answer is yeah, sure, why not?
Physical force
okay.
must stop the moment a suspect surrenders or has been made Earloos, hold on.
While very fair, and while very informative, and while very good to know,
Defenseless.
We need to carry on with the game.
Yeah,
For
we gotta
for
get
the
going.
sake of things,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get caught up in becoming a legal expert in various countries.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to
Belgium.
listen. I just wanted to make sure that when the fight happens, we cannot be charged.
Just don't use excessive force.
Don't shoot an old lady in the face 12 times.
Hey, she was trying. You know what? I don't even have to defend myself. I was
No, I get
justified.
it. I get it. No
You
worries.
didn't shoot 12 times. Fine.
Yeah, I didn't need to shoot her 12 times. I only need to shoot once because I don't miss. Anyway.
I
Jody
take it
sends
you
a
guys-
message to you guys saying, "Are you down there?"
Yes, we are. We are just tying up loose ends.
Okay.
At the
As
card and
Casimir
Casimir.
kneels and
wrapping
ties
a
his
present.
shoelaces.
Love that we both went to the not joke there.
So, verifying, you're going immediately to Miyuki's.
Right.
Yeah,
Um,
or as close to directly.
Okay.
So, just some minor theorizing. Knew the attacker, and it looks like all of the damage was caused by the victim, as far as we know. Don't know what put those doors through, though. That's bugging me.
I think her attacker threw her against the door.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know what the condition of the victim was.
I don't either.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm surprised they moved the body so quickly.
They can be relatively quick, especially when, you know. How well trafficked is this building, generally speaking?
I mean, it's moderately, I suppose.
Hmm.
All right, but anyway, we got places to be. Go places, do things.
Yeah, it's just that they don't like, bodies lying around.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to find Miyuki. She hasn't left her home since she arrived from Japan. Hasn't even unpacked. She lives in a small, tidy home, so organized it almost looks unlived in, as you guys kind of approach.
I
Oh,
rejoined the group near this point, probably.
Um, Everything is displayed like a showroom floor model, even the movie posters. Beautiful set of katana and wakizashi gleams on the wall, they're recognizable as movie props.
Hmm.
The lights here are off, but it is very open to natural light, catching on puffs of white fur and setting deep lines of contrast over the living room.
Are the props from a movie that Jody recognizes?
I will say yes, just for the sake of ease.
Jody's just goes, "Oh my god."
Additionally, there's a fluffy little Shiba Inu who's kind of pacing nervously, picking up on Miyuki's mood as Miyuki, after letting you guys in, is kind of shuffling,
Hmm.
feeling what's the word I'm looking for? Feeling exceptionally glum and clearly in mourning. Everyone in the room can smell that the room itself smells like honey, an outdoor breeze, and fresh linen. Cardin and Jody,
Mm-hmm.
you get the scent of cherry blossoms and the sound of a roaring wave.
oh, oh boy. Okay. Okay. So, with that, I'm just going to assume everybody on this association list is a known Scion.
If you
No.
want.
Okay. Just had it. there we go. Okay.
Can I, like, you said that the dog was picking up the Miyuki's anxiety?
Um, less anxiety and more like mourning and grief.
Hmm. As we make our acquaintances, make our acquaintance, I would probably grab a dog treat from a pocket somewhere, and ask Miss Katsudo if I could offer a treat to the doggo.
The response is closer to a. I'll just head back there for the moment. The response that she gives is kind of a nonchalant, doesn't make a difference type of thing. It seems as though she is taking the news of her friend's death very, very close.
And I'll try and at least ease some of the anxiety and tension within the room, and I think in Casimir's understanding, the easiest way to relieve some anxiety here is to deal with the dog.
Understandable. All right. Well, Momo, the dog, as you can see on the little tag there. Momo, the Shiba Inu, responds positively towards your profferings of treats.
And I'll try and say, hey, just relax. It's going to be okay.
You get that picking up on the nervousness is that it is a loss in translation, because he's very anxious about his companion's mood. Well, so she is there in regards to it. I will say, taking a look at empathy, Cardin's got a decent high empathy.
Yeah. I was going to ask questions.
Jody does not.
Oh.
Okay. Cardin, as someone with
Would it be
experience.
Vega?
No, you guys don't have two.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Cardin, through experience in regards to asking people questions in regards to this, you know that if you, I will say with your experience, you know that if you kind of go straight into trying to get her to answer questions with the mood that she's in, she will probably just barely acknowledge it or shut it out, or shut it down type of thing. There is some comforting or guiding that might need to be done in order to get her to be willing to talk.
I imagine there's no way to make that known to the others at this moment.
You mean, except for the fact that you guys have cell phones on each other's numbers?
Yeah, but that's rude.
She doesn't seem to be paying attention.
Mechanically handicapped by social principle.
I mean, Jody was going to have the lads look around for anything interesting that might indicate that if she's involved.
Yeah, Cardin's gonna send out text explaining the kind of vibe here, maybe not questions outright. She did just essentially lose her best friend, so we may need to ease our way into getting answers as opposed to just being upfront about it.
Jody responds with, "Should I wait outside?"
I think that would be best.
Okay.
A small home, so even if you're waiting outside, you can probably catch most of what's going on.
Yeah, I'll just lean by the door outside, keep an eye out, and have the lads look around, see if there's anything out of place.
Okay.
We could have had Jody talk to her about movies, but we do still have the lads.
Yeah.
It is a small house. It is not long before the lads come back, and if it's anything interesting, they're like, "Got some peach tea. Peaches are great."
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
I sense a theme.
Yeah. We've
I got a
established that
rock.
they like peaches.
Yeah, they love peaches. Peaches are great.
Peaches
Yeah.
are great. Like, as somebody who, you know what, I'm not getting into this.
Anyway. But with that, I think I would ask Miss Katsudo, like, how she, like, what her impression of Miss Amari was, what she was like, given that she is said to be very close to her. Like, I would like to get to know the Miss Amari.
She as you ask that, tears well up in her eyes, and she mentions movies that she did not have the chance to see with Miss Amari before her passing. He talks about questions that was never asked, things that were never said, in between sobs. As
Did Cotton bring up that she smells like God stuff?
Arden didn't, but I believe you also have something divine.
Yeah.
But I was asking if Cotton brought it up because I know Jody didn't yet.
Oh yeah, I should probably do
Jody
that.
is going to say in the text chat, BTW, she smells like God stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There's another chime from Casimir's phone. Puts it on mute and without looking. Sorry about that. I apologize.
Jody resists the urge to flip you off through the window.
I don't even see. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Cardin, seeing that Casimir just pulled that, is going to write in his pad in bold letters, smells like God stuff, and cartoonishly angle it from a perspective that Miss Katsuro can't see, but Casimir can.
Yeah, definitely. Like,
Her hands are kind of buried in her face between sobs at the moment.
The second message
fine.
does say cherry blossoms Japan ?
Yeah, no, Cardin is just holding it above his head, pointing up.
I glance over to Cardin and like I'll acknowledge this. It's just I don't want to be rude.
Yeah, no. That's fine. Listen, you're being the social one here. I was gonna send Vega in there. Everything's all neatly pressed. I really have no
Nani?
reason to be digging through her stuff. Well, yeah, because you're fairly good
rude.
at icebreakers.
Yeah, you don't need to dig through his stuff. Don't worry, the monkeys are on it.
Yeah, I was about to say the monkeys. The lads kind of already took care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Upside peach tea.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, no, it's really just trying to get answers, and since Casimir already made first contact, I'll let them take lead on this.
Mm-hmm. Can I try and like know what? Basically, can I roll to see, like, to know what to say?
I'd like to aid with this.
I don't really think there's an easy to know exactly what to say in regards to it. I don't necessarily know
I
what
I
would be
think
there.
I think an alternate way of looking at it would be things to, I guess, get her more not accustomed, but like comfortable with us being here to ask these questions.
Or other things in regards to it could be comforting or trying to counsel her through things.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah. Um,
You can, like,
I.
I will say, intimidation is applicable.
I will not
But
use
it's much
intimidation.
harder.
Hold on.
You
Do
can
not-
get somebody to just be like, no, get the fuck over it. But it is much harder.
Mm-hmm.
Uses intimidating presence. Get it over. I'm not gonna do this. No. That's so mean. Can
It's
I
just
make
go ahead. Yeah, go for it.
right? Okay. Can I make an? I'd like to make an empathy cunning check,
Mhm.
so I can use my profiling specialty to see if there's a way about this that I can go to help Casimir kind of get into the door to be able to comfortably ask her questions.
Okay. Sure, go for it.
Okay. Who knew profiling was so useful? Nobody agree with me.
The difficult part in regards to this is it is a very fresh and rough grief with somebody that she was exceptionally close to.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is if you're going to sit there and ask questions at the moment about feelings towards Bai or mentioning Bai without kind of getting her past the moment where she can breathe, she will probably continue to shut down. So
I'm trying to figure out like how to best word this.
Mm-hmm.
But I have
go for it.
I have my title as the guiding star.
Yes. Yes.
So basically what I don't know how this works because this is probably the first time I've ever
Go for it. Go for
invoked a
it.
title.
Yeah, no, keep going.
It's as we sit with this grief for a moment, having calmed Momo a little, I'll probably get the little Shiba to nudge her and kind of cuddle up with her. The light in the room darkens ever so slightly, making it more cozy. And I'll sit with her for a moment.
So there's a few ways to use a title, as you mentioned it.
Yes.
You can use a title as if it were a path, which means that you could use it to do a twist of fate, if you'd like.
Okay.
In addition to using things like invoking your title as a feat of skill and things. This doesn't cost anything, but you wouldn't be able to sit there and use it for other stuff until next session, type of thing. So do keep that in mind. You can use it as a twist of fate, which would add 2 to a roll, and then you get to tell me what happens. I will say guiding somebody out of grief is an applicable use of this title. Is that something that you'd like to do?
I think I would, yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get Pool.
Is it
in
possible to
regards
help with this role?
Yeah, it's possible to help.
I would like to come back in and make her a cup of tea.
That's excellent.
Oh.
That is so good.
Jody, you feelings Amadeus.
What is a good skill for making tea?
Considering I made a cup of tea today despite never having made one before, you don't need one.
It's more to say, yeah, you do not need one. I know that in regards to
Consider
it.
the general Iro
but-
approach.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Go ahead.
Integrity.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Even
go ahead
better,
and make a
yeah,
social integrity check for me.
That would be
Okay.
better.
I will do
Empathy.
Liberty,
leave.
equality, fraternity.
Immortality.
integrity. 4 successes, I make some good tea.
You do
Yes.
make good
You
tea.
did a good fucking tea. Okay.
Oh,
so,
we are socializing so good right now.
You've said barely anything.
you guys have said barely anything.
Listen, communication is 90% nonverbal.
Mhm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, using the guiding star as a path to invoke a twist of fate, that's 2 dice. I'm going to say that this is a social check.
Mm-hmm.
And taking a look at the things for encouraging behavior, that would be a empathy or persuasion check, I would say. I know it's not your best,
Mm-hmm.
but those are kind of things that I'm taking a look at there.
I
You
think I will.
have 2 dice from the Twist of Fate, and you have 3 enhancement because of enhancement caps from Jody.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Feel free to use momentum.
I
Oh, please.
may have to.
Please.
So
Dig in.
can I use in this case, because like reading between the lines here and
Mhm.
and knowing what I know of Japanese culture, I don't think I will succeed in like going in for like a physical hug or something. It is more that I want to show that I am there while she is there with her grief, and I am here for her. If she needs it, but it's more being like part of the moment and being there in her presence rather than physical acts.
Yeah, no, that's
Could
fine.
this be composure?
Absolutely.
A composure, empathy, dice modifier 2, enhancement 3.
Correct.
6 successes.
Oh. We're so good at
So the
socializing.
way that this is supposed to work,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to do this by the book first.
Okay.
And then I'll probably just henceforth going forward in regards to, but I always like to do things at least before the rule for the thing on there. Okay. So she has a primary pool of 9.
Okay.
She has one in. She has. And this would be matters of the heart, I would say. She has +1 enhancement to that. So she has to get 6 to shut you down, type of thing.
Okay. Yeah.
And with 0
Well, then.
successes, she opens up. However that you would like her to describe that in regards to it, you tell me what happens in that particular moment, because you succeeded the twist of fate.
I think allowing like after having calmed Momo slightly, I think I get the point across that I am here not to harm or harangue the doggo's owner here. I am here to help.
Mhm.
And getting that point across allows Momo to actively console her as well.
Okay.
And with that, as I said before, like the light dims a little, so the lights aren't overwhelming, and I'm there not so much as I am there to guide the way. Like, I'm making sure that there are no complications or obstacles for her to deal with her grief, and I would think at a certain moment there she is able to get through her through her thoughts for a moment in order to focus on her memories of Bai, rather than have those memories overwhelm her.
And she takes a few moments in that to kind of regather herself, taking the cup of tea from Jody, nodding her head in thanks and sitting down, and more holding the tea than actively drinking it at this particular moment. She seems much
You
more
should have thought.
receptive.
No, Chunks, not microwave tea.
No, she has a kettle
Yeah.
that Jody can use.
Yeah.
We're also not breaking out like the full Sado set.
No.
I have
Kettle, tea bag, done.
But she is open to your questions. Is there anything that you guys would like to ask?
I would like to get an impression of Bai from her who was so close to her.
She speaks glowingly of Bai. That Bai is kind of a what's the word I'm thinking of? Bai is, for lack of a better term, a light in the darkness type of thing.
How symbolic.
While Miyuki doesn't really go out a lot and does a lot of things, Bai meets Miyuki on Miyuki's terms, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The only thing that she hasn't really opened up about, even when asked, was Jennifer's past. Type of thing.
As in Miyuki doesn't talk about it,
As in
or Bai wasn't
Bai did not.
hasn't
Bai was
talked
not
about
open
it.
about that. Was very tight-lipped about that.
Okay. And Jennifer was the one who kind of like entered this
Was the most
situation
recent-
very recently.
In comparison, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know Jennifer well? Do you talk to her at all?
No, I don't particularly know her that well. She kind of seemed withdrawn, and there's a lot when it comes here. As you guys know, there's a decent amount of camaraderie when you hang out with a decent amount of people for an extended period of time. It's possible that Jennifer might have done it. I don't know. And she kind of shakes her head and trails off at that particular moment.
May I ask what makes you say that?
So much is a mystery. I don't. And then she begins to kind of shut down towards that
It's okay.
particular line of questioning.
I appreciate very much the openness that you are showing to us. You have allowed us into your home, allowed us to ask these piercing questions. And the way you speak about your friend warms my heart. Thank you for your for sharing that with us.
She does give the implication through that at least the other suspects were people who you may have had more information with if you are
Mhm.
curious about them or what she feels views on them.
I was gonna ask about this Lysithia next. Lysithia.
Lysithia and Bai seem to have been going through a rough patch. They were quarreling a lot. I think she may have been jealous of Jennifer's presence.
Hmm.
She does tend to overreact in anger sometimes, but
Did she ever like be violent at all, or was it just yelling?
it's more just yelling.
Okay. Did she make any threats?
Not that I'm aware of. And she kind of.
Did she start saying anything behind Bai's back?
It's more reading people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, By Lysithia and Yosef were in a polyamorous type of relationship.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if Lysithia was jealous, but it seemed to be her kind of afraid of change in that particular aspect.
Oh.
It's possible. I don't think it. I don't think it was Lysithia.
Okay. What about the Fergus guy?
This is the first emotion that you've seen that is outside of grief,
Mm.
and she seems exceptionally firm on the border of anger.
Sorry.
That is she that cute that Fergus did not do it.
Okay. It's just the name that we got. We need to check.
I understand. If it was from Yosef, he didn't exactly approve of. There's more to Fergus than meets the eye. He's
To elaborate?
he's kind of a rock that some people don't know how to deal with or break it themselves against. He's very stubborn, yes, but I have no reason to believe that even if he disagreed with Bai on how she handled things, that he would ever resort to such violence.
I mean, I understand calling someone a rock. They can be rough, they can be hard and yielding, but they can also be loyal and dependable. Was Vargas dependable?
Yes, very much so.
May I ask how that came to bear in your interactions?
This is the first time that she sips the tea, as you see a slight flush to her cheeks.
Oh,
Okay. I Can I get through to Avery like a confirmation that they were entangled?
They have not done anything physically. They simply pine for at least Miyuki simply pines for Fergus.
But pining can be as intense, if not more so.
Does anyone have the fortune purview?
I do not.
What?
no.
Fortune.
No.
Cardin, you're a dragon. You should have the fortune purview.
No, he doesn't have purviews. He has dragon magic.
Oh,
Mhm.
frick. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get the cool things you god kids get. I
You get your own cool thing.
dragon things.
Red,
Yeah.
you chose to do so.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm not complaining.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
bragging.
Okay,
Has
okay.
different cool toys.
someone does have the fortune purview. Ain't that right, Vega?
I don't know if Vega is back yet from the BRB
Vega's been
from
gone for a minute.
46 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Somebody should probably check on her.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, hello everybody.
Hello.
Hope you're having fun.
Howdy. Oh man. I
I
have to keep updating these notes.
these notes.
Oh
All right.
man.
I can't believe the character I built to not ask questions and just punch things is being dragged into asking questions again.
You know, part of me was just like, okay, if they get too invasive,
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to say something, but they're knocking it out of the park here. Like,
Alright, I'm
honestly,
back.
bravo.
Welcome back.
There's some minor tech issues.
Oh.
Ah.
But I think we got it fixed. You back, now, Michi?
Yes, I am here. Sorry for
Yay.
the inconvenience.
It's okay.
Okay, so-
Welcome back.
All right, so let me update you. What was the last thing you heard?
Just fill me in again, just so I
Okay.
can make sure I got the rundown fully.
So, Casimir, and Jody, the social just kings that they are, were able to get Mayuki to open up about Bai. What we've learned so far.
I used the power of making a cup of tea.
Yes. And you know what? You used it better than anyone else who has ever done it. Congratulations.
You did very well.
Okay, so, from what we can understand, Jennifer and someone please help me with the other one. Lysithia?
Lysithia.
You're right. So, Jennifer and Lysithia were apparently in a polyamorous relationship with Bai. Lysithia began to show signs... Yosef, sorry.
Okay.
Lysithia began to show signs of jealousy about the connection that Jennifer and Bai had.
So, okay. Speedrunning getting caught up. Lysithia and Yosef were in a polyamorous relationship with Bai. Lysithia began to show signs of jealousy because of Bai's tight-lippedness about Jennifer. There's too much unknown about Jennifer from Miyuki. Doesn't necessarily, it is a possibility that Jennifer could do it. Mayuki does not want to think about that. There is a possibility of Lysithia acting out in anger. Mayuki also kind of shuts down about that as well. Doesn't really want to think about the possibilities of that. The other suspect, who is Fergus, Mayuki has mutual pining for. You can tell that because of the fortune purview. You can sense fate bindings. Which is where that came from.
Yes.
But that is kind of what's found. So she also, when asked about Fergus, she has responded with very firm, mild anger in regards to, no, he did not do it.
She got angry for us, like, even bringing up the possibility.
The insinuation.
Yeah.
The majority was going to ask, like, can we, like, talk to him and see if he knows some more information?
I don't think it'd be a bad idea. Oh, sorry.
No, by all means. Continue.
I don't think it'd be a bad idea to talk to him, even if we don't put him as a suspect. He's somebody who might have information that can help benefit us and pointing us in a direction that's even more solid.
And as Miss Katsura
And we should probably find the other ones.
mentioned, that Mr. Fergus is a dependable
And stubborn.
young man. Don't know how old he is.
Probably should have been
speaking.
noting ages.
I don't have ages.
All right, cool. Then, if the storyteller doesn't have them, then they are not important.
No worries. I haven't said anything yet about my hint at Miyuki pining for Fergus. But I'll brief everyone after our conversation here.
Do you also have the fortune purview?
I do not. I have a Dvoevery, which I can basically use to get a sense of people through what they are saying and how they're saying it. If I
Vega's gonna
interpret
give
that
Kaz a little knowing look. Then
So, yeah,
Perhaps knows.
all
generally
those kind of
speaking,
looks. Oof.
So generally speaking, Az knows that Mayuki pines for Fergus. Vega has reason to believe it's mutual because of the fate binding
Ah.
type of thing.
Oh, these cute little kids. I don't know how old they are.
they're like 3 times as old as us. I mean,
Yeah, I was about to
Little
say
kids
they're
in
like in
senior
their
homes.
40s.
these cute little geriatrics.
But yeah. So she'll give you Fergus's contact information. You can give him a call if you'd like.
That's very kind.
He's very active. I don't exactly know where he'd be.
Just even giving us a way to get a hold of him is already a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be possible to receive your telephone number as well in case we need to
I was just about to
contact
give her
you?
my card, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's much
She'll
appreciated.
give her.
Vega's gonna quietly say, not loud enough for her to hear, but just to tease, "Wow, asking a lady for her number."
This immediately turns Cass fully red, and like what? Okay, what's the condition to be incapacitated here?
You want to be taken out?
Maybe not that much.
Cash
You-
just
you
like
just
cartoon
give
style
yourself a-
faints. Oh my.
We can make a flustered condition if you'd like.
Yes, -2
Kaz
all
needs
social.
it.
Sure.
Kaz needs it.
Okay. Absolutely.
Sure.
How long do you think that lasts? Just out of curiosity.
It's the scene, I think.
Okay.
Jody just
So,
watched.
as you guys
Jody
go-
just watched. Scene goes.
Cardinal also giant.
Does
Just
Jody
damn
give
ring
Rhea,
about it.
or not Rhea, I'm sorry, does
It's
Jody
not
give
what I mean.
Vega a little low 5?
No.
Damn.
Cardinal.
Cardinal,
Jody,
hell
just,
yeah.
Jody just thinks it's funny.
It is funny.
Or as
It's
Sir
okay.
Chunks in chat says, taken out? Okay, dinner at 6, movie at 8.
Aw, is if somebody said that, Vega would be like, "Oh, is Kaz taking me out to dinner?" But then I think that would just kill him.
Ah,
Yeah.
Come on, you gotta make it last.
All right.
I love it.
Let's go.
So do you?
I'm sorry, it's the Vega condition.
mhm.
Can't help it.
Yep, I understand.
Yes, yes,
So do
Mr.
you
Storyteller.
give Fergus a call then?
I think after talking with Miyuki, we would try and organize a meeting with Fergus. Yeah. And if he's constant, like if he's on the move all the time, I wouldn't mind hosting him at the Midnight Nook.
And I think telling him also when we say we want to have a meeting, talk to him, is to reassure him we're just trying to get information to piece together.
You
to figure
do
out.
not have that much time.
Okay.
Because as things are kind of brought up to his attention, it's just like he gives you where he's at, which is a popular field for football. Where it's and he's just like, you'll have to come to me. This is where I'm at, and just kind of hangs up the phone after that.
Okay.
Also, just noting again, this is just a list of associates we are going through. I do not consider any of these people suspects.
Yeah.
I haven't either, not yet.
But it's always good to reassure them you don't consider them suspects, so that way they don't get on the defensive, you know?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So with that going, see. There are some football fields, not so much in the center of town here, but I think
We will simply place a football field somewhere nearby.
yes. Andre, do you have transport?
I haven't needed it. Just thinking back to I move as fast as a car now.
I was thinking, just kind of like as a joke there, it's just like, do you have a wheelbarrow, Miss Miyuki? All right,
don't-
everybody, load up.
I don't need a
I can
wheelbarrow.
simply go as the crow flies, so.
Well, I meant taking everyone as fast as a car through town in a wheelbarrow.
I can swim real good.
I think more practically speaking, Andrew probably would actually have access to some form of minivan for the many children going places.
Yeah, I
Oh,
dare
man.
not ask Alma about a ride.
Well,
The
Minivan.
car does have a car.
A minivan, the Karen Mobile?
I've also got to be able to carry tools and materials, so
Hmm.
something
We
big.
ride on. Except maybe Jody, who will just fly there.
Do we want to have
If
them
you want me
split
to
up
ride
at
with you, I
all
will.
to talk to any? Do we have anybody else we need to talk to other than Fergus? Just to remember.
There's Fergus,
Jennifer.
Jennifer, and Lysithia.
Yeah, and Lysithia as well.
Also, is Joseph's one of the people that we were talking to before that, wasn't it? On the
Yeah.
cop.
Yeah.
Joseph. Yes,
Joseph
Joseph.
was at the crime scene, but we just now recently learned that he was also in a polyamorous relationship
He
with the
didn't
victim.
tell us.
Right? You think that's something you...
Boy
Don't
said he was in an
be.
entanglement
Yeah.
with two individuals. He also wasn't pressed.
Don't...
That's
That's
fair.
the first place he's... No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. Not again.
He wasn't juiced for details.
I hate that terminology.
Same.
But whatever ways that you get there, we do get to the field. It is I'll say relatively packed type of thing. Like there's a decent amount of people here. And it is just it's kind of a pickup game, just people who have kind of gotten together to sit there and play with in regards to it. So it's skins versus shirts, for those of you that might be familiar with that terminology. He is leading Team Skins. He there are a few things to kind of sit there and do that you do kind of notice as he's kind of going around is he's handsomely scarred. There is kind of this dulled metallic-ish cut that stands out on his forearm. Two sleek red lines mark the lower boundaries of his chest, and a fearsome-looking jagged stripe disappears under the waistline of his shorts.
Ooh.
You do notice two pointed ears, and despite the fact that as Carden and as Carden and
Me.
Jody can tell, there is the smell of fresh glass and clover with the sound of creaking wood with this individual. And it seems as though type of one aspect that he has is his nature has made it so that way all he's done is sweat. There's no burn, despite how pale that he is, type of thing.
Is that a fucking leprechaun? I'm kidding.
God.
He's not that short.
Not all Irish people are leprechauns.
But he is
All
associated
leprechauns
with
are Irish.
he is associated with the Tuatha De Danann?
Yes.
Yes.
But Jody wouldn't just know that because they're just
Arden
like,
says that.
it's like, they sound like wood.
He does smell like wood. He's probably part of the Tuatha De Danann.
Sounds like wood, smells like
Sounds
clover
like
and
wood.
grass. Yeah,
Yeah.
creaking
Speaks
wood.
tree.
So it's like, yeah, what he said.
So speaking of these things, I believe there's some entanglement between him and Miss Katsura.
Oh.
There
Really?
there absolutely is. I could sense it.
Yeah,
Hard
well, you
core.
have 100% confirmation at this particular moment, as you can see the other fate binding, the other half of the fate binding.
Yeah, Vega just like sees that. Like, I'm gonna say she sees it as like a little, like the red string of fate kind of thing.
Oh.
Joe just blinks his eyes and's like, wait, you can just tell people are fucking?
I don't think it's as crass as that.
I'm not even gonna say that they are intimate with each other. I'm gonna say that they are just bound by fate to some degree. For these two, it is
Okay.
a mutual affection for each other, or they might be pining, have feelings for each other. Some people are bound by fate simply from camaraderie or as nemesis. Either way, I can sense if they're connected, and those two certainly are. So.
Oh, does that mean that that Vega, you can see that Casimir has a fate binding?
I was about to say.
I
you're
don't think
talking
since
to
that
Vega
fate binding
Casimir.
has been established. I don't think since that fate binding has been established that the people have been in the same room. But you can intuit the existence of a fate binding with Casimir, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Vega will then point to Kaz and be like, I don't know who it's with, but our little friend here, our little cutie pie here has one.
I just lost that condition. This is a new scene.
Once again, just a whole other scene.
You are absolutely right. You did lose that condition, which means
Here, have it back. You dropped this.
Here, King, you dropped this.
yeah.
You raised
as
the
you guys are kind of
tension.
sitting there, as you guys are kind of sitting there and noticing that even though you guys gave him a call, he does seem quite miffed if he catches you guys in the crowd, and just kind of would rather.
Jody's joining
What's
with any
going on?
cheers that are going on.
With any. What was that?
If anyone's like clapping or cheering, Jody's joining in.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
Donovan.
And also,
So-
Jody has forgotten to put the tail away.
I mean, there's an elf guy out there, an elfish guy of some kind.
Yeah, but like,
I was just-
if he notices, then he notices.
Donovan is getting attention and he's living for it. I'm just going to say that.
I was just about to ask, could I roll to see what type of denizen he is, but you're just gonna tell us he's an elf, okay?
I mean, he
Lots
could
of types
be.
of elves. There's brownies. There's goblins can be a type of elf.
He could be related to the king of rock and roll. He's elvish.
Oh my gosh.
Could be
You get one more.
Hunjail.
And then what?
a high elf, could be a drow, could be a wood elf,
Are you
Could be
proud of yourself?
Eladrin,
could be a ladrin.
sun elf, astral elf.
There's so many elves.
There's so many elves.
Why
I
is there
can't
so
even
many
afford-
elves?
I can't even afford all these elves.
My new favorite flavor of cereal. Oops, all elves.
There's Keebler.
Oh my god. Pun jail.
There's whatever kind of elves the Santa elves are. There's
The kind you put on the wall and put things on them.
The elf on the shelf?
Thank
Hell
you,
no.
Chunk.
There's lots of elves.
Anyway, I don't. Are we gonna wait for the game to finish out?
Do
Jody's
we
gonna,
see
like,
a
be paying attention to the
score?
game. Jody's gonna be paying attention to the game and seeing if. Does anyone not like this guy?
Everyone seems to be having a good time with him. Like, not
Alright.
anyone seems to be upset with him, type of thing.
Does anyone in the crowd
Um,
seem to hate this guy?
No.
Okay.
The crowd's mostly there just to be
I was wondering if maybe
sports
like
ball.
I was wondering if it was maybe like someone who had a grudge against the group and not just the one particular person.
Right.
Something that you do pick on is if you're going to sit there and do that is it's just one more point, one more goal, one more play. Just every time that something comes up, type of thing.
Gotcha.
Is he the one saying that, or is other
Yes,
people saying that?
He's the one saying that.
I think he's trying to stall.
I'm
It
gonna
does
wander onto the
seem-
field. I walk right up to him.
Okay. You walk right up to him.
Yeah.
I'm going to back Jody.
I'm good, and if I get up to him and say, "Your friend is dead," talk to him.
Oh my god, the tact! Screaming. Vega is
Yeah.
internally
No, I am not. No, I am.
screaming.
I am using no tact on purpose because he is avoiding talking to the people who are investigating his friend's death.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fair. Given that context, totally valid.
It is
Still internally
very
screaming.
deliberate lack of tact.
Mhm.
He's still screaming because there's probably other people around when this is said.
And then I'm like, and you are playing football.
Oh.
I wait for Cardin to be
Make
like,
a
isn't it
defense check for
stalker?
me, please.
Make- Check.
Make a
Oh, yeah,
defensive
you
check
hold
for
on
me,
here.
please.
Oh, he's gonna
Why?
swing on him.
That's 4 dice.
You can't use your
Mhm.
hands in football. Everyone knows that.
It's true.
You're making a lot of.
We can't be doing this.
Can I add my instant reflexes?
Wait,
yeah,
is he
I'll
going
say that.
for a header?
2 successes.
So +1 because of the defense.
Don't forget the
things.
momentum.
5. Oh, instant reflex is an enhancement, not a dice.
Yes.
So instead you use 5 dice and 0 enhancement. I don't know why
Oh,
I did
okay.
that, but
So
that's fine.
it would be 2 successes anyway.
Yeah,
so.
it'd still be 2 successes.
I
So that would be 3.
no, actually, no, that would be 3, I think.
We don't know,
I don't know.
if
Just say
the
2.
extra rolled one is the
Just say 2.
success.
Just say 2. Just say 2.
We should probably spend at least 5 more momentum before the end of the session. I'm just saying.
Maybe.
So
I mean, if you want me to spend a bunch of momentum, I
Yeah,
can.
sure, go for it.
Yeah,
I'll spend
do it.
4. Yeah, good.
Go
2 more.
wild.
okay. All
I
right.
think that's 5.
I'm willing to wrestle this
Mm.
guy.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I'm just trying to sit there and figure out exactly how this would sit there and go. So he has 1
Jody starts to
enhancement in
fast
regards to that.
Vega and Cardin starts yelling, give him the old dick twist.
No!
I don't think. Yeah, so he has enhancement on that one. 3 successes.
Parry it.
Yeah. Which is good.
Whatever it is, I'll parry it.
Because if you didn't get the extra 2 successes, it would have just been spend 1 tension and knock Jody out. Cold cock. No, that's not a fun movie.
No, I'd be knocked
but-
out if you want. It'd be funny.
So in regards to that, it does kind of get to a point where if that is the case and that is how Jody approaches it, it turns into a fight.
Okay.
It is a brief fight in regards to I'm not going to make initiative or
It's
major
not gonna
rolls.
last
No, don't worry.
long.
If you want me to roll, I will.
A scuffle.
If we want to sit here and have
no, it's
two
fine.
warriors fight,
It's fine. Don't worry about it. But if you want me to,
I would
I
rush.
know.
I would rush in and just.
no,
try and
I'm gonna
get
parry him and like
between-
hold him and be like, talk.
Hmm.
But you know, over here, so we're not in people's way. Jody, if we could just bring him over here.
I'm gonna make sure he's like not gonna swing at me again, and then let him go.
Vega's gonna be like, for the record, we don't think of you as a suspect. We're just trying to get information to be able to piece this together.
To find the person who killed your friend. I'm sure you want to know who they are, right? Because right now, by swinging at me, you seem like you're a suspect.
it is kind of the instance where he's got the gritted teeth and is unsure on what to sit there. And
They do
kind of.
apologize for ambushing you like this.
I
but
don't.
It is important for not just you as the deceased loved one, but all people involved to find out what has happened.
We just
Mhm.
came
And-
from talking to Miyuki. She's crying a lot.
As is very reasonable in this situation, and we would also like to apologize for the use of the word friend, because we understand that there was more between wait, no, this is Fergus, right? Yeah, I will.
This
I
is
will.
Fergus, other
I will
person.
send-
Yeah,
I will
other
send-
person.
that's why I specifically brought up Miyuki.
Yeah,
Not talking to Yusuf or
Yes.
Yosef.
Joseph. Yeah.
there's a moment where it's kind of the point where it's that instance where the body tension shifts from trying to fight back to trying to get away type of thing.
Mhm.
And if he's let out or if he breaks out, whichever one that we would prefer in this case,
Now, if it switches
Kind of.
from fight, I will let go.
it is kind of that brush himself off. And he
I'm
tries
going.
to go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm going to lean on my PI path. Or it's invoking a path, isn't it?
Sure. What are you looking to do?
I was going to invoke my path to kind of just immediately ease the tension, because I imagine Cardin would have had to like tackle people in order to question them, and he kind of needs them not uber pissed about the situation.
Anyone who'd like to, as he's kind of sitting there and taking a moment to gather himself, can roll an empathy check if they'd like, or an integrity check.
Oh, roll integrity and
Can I add
social.
my profiling enhancement?
No,
Is that
it?
mental.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can add profiling.
Okay.
Integrity. 3.
Wow,
I'm so good at reading people, guys.
you are.
Like a book.
Those are
The
gross.
general vibe that you're getting from him, Jody, Cardin, Andre, the general vibe, and I'll just for Kaz there.
If my hide emotions intentions thing helps, I actually got 4.
But the three of you kind of clock on the fact that this is kind of the way that he's trying to sit there and
Cope.
cope, like where Miyuki was drowning herself in grief. He was trying to inflate his ego in an unnecessarily aggressive sport against mortals,
Masculinity.
and kind of losing himself in physical effort type of thing. And after he takes a moment and kind of sighs and goes, "Fine." I understand the point there, but coming over here and avoiding dealing with it, he kind of rolls his eyes in regards to that, seemed to be the best thing to do rather than sitting there and swinging at everything that had a pulse in the area that I thought might have had something to do with it.
Understandable.
For what it's worth, we're sorry about your loss. It's gotta be hard. I don't blame you for trying to cope in your own way. It's just, and we don't want to make it difficult. We're just trying to get information.
I mean, if you want to fight it out after, I'll help, but could we talk first?
Also,
Yeah,
I
sure.
would suggest, if you can, once you feel like you have the energy for it, I think it would be good to go to Miyuki for a bit. I'm pretty sure she would appreciate the comfort.
She could
Momo
definitely
is
use a
good
friend.
company, but it is not the same, I would think.
Well, no, I mean, like, she needs comforting right now.
She needs a friend to be around.
There you go.
I think we're all saying the same thing.
Yeah.
And I also
for
feel a
those-
little bit guilty for considering like a dog not full on proper companionship, with Alma probably in the back staring daggers at us.
The
Alma and
the
Donovan.
dog prob-
Donovan's
the dog
Donovan and
probably
Alma
needs
are
help
like,
given
excuse you.
the dog probably needs help given the fact that it cannot speak English as far as we can tell.
Yeah.
You just hear
Looks at
Donovan in the
Donovan.
background, bitch. I'm kidding. He
Skill
would
issue.
not call him. He would not call him a bitch.
Wait, is
Anyway.
Momo a boy or a girl?
Let's
That will
focus
change the answer.
on the interrogation.
So, if we're done telling me what I should do, is there anything that you guys like to know?
Further questions?
I think it would be good to know if you knew, since you were close with her. What is her first name again?
The victim?
I can't.
Bye.
Yeah, Vi.
By
B.
BAI.
Oh, BAI.
Do we
Did
know
Vi-
her like ethnicity?
No, because it never told me the fucking thing in regards to it. I got profiles on everyone but By.
I was about to say, yeah, no,
Oh,
we
okay.
only asked the two detectives, one of which had a personal relationship with them, and they didn't give it to us.
Yeah, fair.
Do you know if Vi had any buddy that was very antagonistic towards her, or tried to make her their enemy in any way, or any group of people?
Not antagonistic, other than myself, because oh shit, I went to 1% on my fucking thing. Sorry.
Looks at phone.
I was looking at my notes. If you're looking at people who are antagonistic, technically I fall into that. We had a lot of disagreements, almost constantly, but we would usually be able to work them out afterwards. Usually. And he kind of clenches his fists there for a moment.
Anything you had not talked through beforehand? If I may ask.
Yesterday, in the afternoon, we had another one of the arguments.
Is it okay
What about?
It's. I don't even remember what the hell it was about anymore. It's one of those stupid little things, probably.
Was it about like a thing or a person?
Probably a person. I don't. Regardless, after the argument that we had, I left, and when I found out this morning, I came here.
I'm guessing some of it is trying to work through the frustration that the last time you really talked to her ended on bad terms.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I remembered. At the crime scene, there was pine resin and leather stuff.
Oh,
Do you know
you're
of
right.
anything that might be related to that? Because it was there at the scene where it happened and looked like it might have been from the killer.
Honestly, that sounds like somebody summoning undead, if you ask me. It's great.
Yeah,
I
there you
fucking
go.
love to
Noting
beat the
that.
shit out of them.
Well, makes you
Noting
think that, if I may.
We'll invite you if we find him.
Do you
He instantly just gives Jody his number.
Excellent.
Phone
do you
unlocked.
know anybody? Do you know anybody in the that might know by that has necromancy skills, or because that would give us a direction to go towards.
I don't know enough about Jennifer to make a comment on it, and if I had to do it, I think that Liz would probably have something. The Tateo have stuff with the dead, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
Liz, isn't Leslie Cynthia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we are going to be talking to them soon as well to try to see if we can piece something together. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And since you gave us our number, we'll definitely let you know once we figure stuff out.
Mm.
Especially if you
Really?
want to give a good ass kicking.
Absolutely.
Real quick, in regards to some of the other people that Bai was involved with, you said that Jennifer was a bit of a mystery to you. Is there anything you can tell us that you noted specifically about her? Or her relationship with Bai?
Our relationship with Bai, not really. She, kind of quiet, kept to herself a lot, it seemed. Didn't much like the rest of us, as far as I can tell, but I'm used to it. People don't tend to like aggressive or assertive or loud guys, so it is what it is.
Does Jennifer also have the god stuff going on?
God stuff.
Yeah, you smell like it.
You've got that thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have the ability to sense that stuff.
Okay.
My ties are to Ireland and the divinities related there, but I'm not of them.
If you don't know, that's fine. We'll find out some other way.
I do think, yeah. I don't know. I know most of us don't have some kind of tie to that. And kind of sits there and thinks about it. It's like, Miyuki's something else. Miyuki's not. Miyuki's closer to me than she is to a godly thing. Huh.
I was just about to ask the storyteller what Miyuki was because we didn't dig any deeper than
Yeah.
that.
Well, it would have been rude.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is why Jody is asking those questions.
Thank you. Yeah, be curt.
Other questions.
I was going to
Even
ask
if-
about the Bai's relationship with Yosef because we kind of didn't get anything from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yosef is a boring ass suit, all things considered. He's really good in regards to things. Honestly, between Yosef and Liz, I think Joe's the better partner, all things considered. Liz is kind of possessive and jealous sometimes.
Okay.
Huh. Noting that.
How did she feel about Joseph?
Bye?
How did Lysithia feel about Yosef?
I think it's because they're all mutually in that type of relationship. It seemed pretty copacetic to me.
Okay.
An outsider looking in. But yeah, Lysithia is always the one that kind of started shit or started arguments in regards to it. Which,
Including the ones between you and Bai?
oh god, no. Bai and I can handle our own fucking fights. We don't need help with that. Did handle our fights on our own.
Just because you two butted heads and argued quite a bit doesn't mean that you didn't care about each other.
Exactly.
It's just showing you care in a weird way. Not weird as in bad, of course, just different.
Different.
I'm sure she knew you cared all along.
Okay, so out of character.
Mhm.
So we learned a little bit more about Yosef. This is the second person to tell us. Well, he actually told us a little bit more about Jennifer. This is the second person to tell us that Liz is kind of a problem. So I think our next stop should
Liz?
either be Liz or Jennifer.
How do we
I'm
get in
talking
touch?
out of character. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how we get in talk with Lysithia, because that one seems like the most interesting one to me right now.
Yeah, 'cause she's out of everyone. She definitely seems the most confrontational.
I'll ask for Lysithia and Jennifer so that we can just go from one to the other.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea.
When asked about when asked about it about Jennifer, Fergus shrugs.
Hmm.
As for getting a hold of Lysithia, Yosef would probably be your best bet. And worst comes to worst, if he's working with somebody and called one of you guys in, Yosef is the one that called Cardin in specifically. It's easy to get the information through there.
Just before I say this, are we done asking Fergus questions? Does anybody have anything else?
I can't think of anything.
I don't really have a. No.
I can't think of any questions that Vega feels like she needs to ask.
Okay. So I guess yeah. Just one final question. Did Bai seem nervous about anything or uncomfortable about any situation or anxious about anything going on recently that she may have brought up to you or around
That
you?
she brought up? No. Anytime anyone asked questions about Jennifer, she got tight-lipped, especially about where Jennifer came from.
Do you guys wonder if maybe she was also trying to protect Jennifer and that's why she was attacked?
That's what I'm gathering.
Possible.
Because
She seemed protective of this Jennifer, but
He is
the
protective of a
reasons
lot of
why.
us. It's just that Jennifer's the new kid on the block.
That makes
He
sense.
doesn't have much community, and kind of
Considering how
gestures back towards the field. Most of us
Considering
are
how
okay.
tight-lipped she is, I'm wondering though if there was somebody trying to come after her, and that's why Bai was keeping so quiet to keep any information from somehow getting heard by the wrong people. Just a consideration.
You said that she didn't really care for Bai's other friends. Had you met her personally, like in person?
I've seen her in person.
Eh, what's a non-problematic way to ask if she's mortal or not?
He wouldn't know. You already said he doesn't know if she's got god tie related things.
Okay.
He doesn't have the ability to sense that kind of things like you guys do.
Well, my only thing is because there are some denizens you can just tell off of sight. Like if Liz was a satyr, that's pretty hard to not notice.
Yeah, Jody has a tail.
Yeah.
Didn't we get like a mention that I was associated with a sun goddess or god?
Yes.
Right.
Sun divinity.
Another thing her partner didn't tell us about.
Yeah.
That was one of the things you were told at the very beginning.
No, that
Well,
was
no,
one
I
of the
mean the
things that we
specific
found out.
god. Why is Joseph being so tight-lipped? Anyway,
The butler did it.
Oh,
We have to ask Joseph about the butler.
I mean, I was a butler before I became a detective. It was him.
No!
All right. Wow. Okay, we have extremely little to go off of for Jennifer. Okay. Are we out of character? Are we cool letting Fergus go?
Yeah, but before they do, Vega's just gonna be like, we're gonna do our best to get this figured out for all of you guys and for Bai.
Yeah. That's great and all, and I greatly appreciate it. If a fight goes down, that's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. We'll let you know. You seem like you can certainly pack a punch, or at least a kick, from what I saw on that field.
Jody just looks up and down and goes, yeah, it's good.
I'm
And
too sassy for
he
my own good.
exchanged contact information with one of us, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
I've got his
Buddy, yeah.
number.
If you do need us in the meantime, or if you
Yeah, I'll
find
give him
out
mine
anything,
as well.
yeah, if you need us in the meantime or find out a way, especially to get a hold of Jessica, feel free to let us know so that way we can try to talk to her,
Jennifer,
please.
you mean?
Or Jennifer, yes, that's what I meant. Sorry.
Also, we already had Fergus's number. That's how we contacted him in the first
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, that's right.
Jody didn't have it
Mayuki
on their
gave us
phone.
Fergus's number.
Jody got his number specifically. Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as Jody's like, yeah, we'll invite you to fight, he's like, all right, cool, yeah, here, invite me to fight, please.
I'm not trying to set up a rival or some kind of fate binding with this guy, I swear.
Are you
Also,
certain?
if you-
Because this very much, like Fergus, very much is going to be a summon.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Also-
You
that's
can summon your rivals. It's fine.
You can
Also,
summon
if
your
you-
rivals.
If you need somewhere to go to even get a little bit of relaxing and calm atmosphere, especially if you want to come talk to us about
I
anything.
greatly
If you want,
appreciate
like I
it.
said, if you want to punch some stuff out, I can fight you.
I understand
Oh.
where you guys are coming from. I'm pretty certain I can handle a lot of this on my own.
Okay.
Thank
I was
you.
gonna
let us
say
make
that-
a friend here. Kidding.
Vega was gonna be like, well, I was gonna say also to take Miyuki out sometime.
Great. Thanks for interrupting and figuring out and telling me what to do in my love life, stranger I met 10 minutes ago.
I was just gonna.
I understand that. I
I
understand where
think
you're
we
coming
should
from.
go.
Yeah, definitely.
Vega
have
was
more
just
people
gonna
to talk to.
give. Vega was just gonna give him a place to invite him to come to the Midnight Nook if you want to do sometime.
Pats Vega on the shoulder. Hey, it's okay.
There.
Just stick to flustering Casimir.
I am good at that.
I am. Do I hear that?
I will take steps to make sure that they don't.
Okay.
So as
None
you
the wiser,
come to,
Casimir returns to Andre's van.
The flustered condition ends.
there is a moment. Oh yes, it does. Thank you. All right.
This is not good.
This is great. What are you talking about? I get to play with toys now.
Yeah.
My toys.
Nether,
Yes.
how does it feel to have your imagination utilized against you?
I know
Anywho.
several people
Mhm.
that take great delight in this, but they're
So-
currently unavailable.
And Alvaran
So,
Soul,
to
please.
them.
And Alvaran Soul, please.
So there are two
Sonny,
things that
yes.
happen as you get Lysithia's contact information from Joseph, is one of them from Joseph. The other thing that happens is there's a group text that goes, hey, no one that has known her has been able to get in contact with Jennifer since the event. I called in a favor. And there's a link that
Is it from?
tracks. It's from Elena.
Okay.
There's a link that tracks where Jennifer's cell phone is.
Oh. I'll open it.
Okay.
If it's a virus, it'll just be me.
No, it is not a virus. It is a legit thing. Shows up on maps.
Damn it, that useful.
She is in the equivalent of a franchised coffee house because I don't know if Starbucks are in Brussels.
They probably
there
are.
definitely, there definitely are.
We need to invent an off-brand Starbucks.
$6. All right, done.
Bar
There
stocks.
you go.
But yeah, so that is where
Celestialian.
Jennifer's at.
Do we want to go to Jennifer first, or do we want to go to Lysithea first?
If we go to Lysithea, there's no guarantee that Jennifer will be in the same spot. We should probably go to Jennifer first.
Well, I mean, at least we're tracking her phone, so we'll be able to find her wherever she goes.
I think maybe Jennifer first, because like she's in a coffee shop. It's a place you can just kind of go to.
Yeah, okay.
If she goes home or whatever, that might be harder to talk to her.
That is very.
Well, you know she can't go home because she was living in the murder scene.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like if she goes to like a place that we can't go into.
Fair. All right.
She goes
So-
to the bank and spends 5 hours talking with her bank people.
Tells them about her life story.
So the reverse of you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. You don't have to stay here, but you can't go home.
So as you kind of see her, she's kind of seems as though she's got some bags under her eyes. You see that she's kind of facing the outward corner of this coffee shop as you guys arrive. She is quite twitchy and withdraws as you guys step in.
Hey, are you doing okay?
I'm fine.
Is there another seat where she's sitting?
Yeah, there is another scene.
Vega will look at the chair and say, "Is it okay if I sit here?"
I can't stop you.
Well, I mean, you can tell me that you would prefer not to.
You
heard about-
walk in, and I come straight towards me. And
I know.
ask questions. It's kind of suspicious.
As I walk past to go buy everyone some coffee, does she smell like odd stuff?
Same.
She smells of dry dust and sand. The sound of wind.
Oh,
Hmm.
gotcha.
Dry dust and sand and the sound of wind.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
I did hear dry dust and salmon for some reason.
That's Norse.
I don't think. Are there salmon in the Nile? I don't think so.
I mean, that is entirely up to the salmon itself, if they're in the
Yeah.
Nile or not.
They are
They're very
incapable
long.
of being salmon.
I'm gonna start adding
Wait.
tension for every pun that Nether makes.
Please
know,
don't.
we'll be
can't
buried
do
in
that to
it in
everyone
minutes.
else.
Please don't.
I don't even know what
Hey.
tension does.
It's my version of momentum.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have too much.
Yeah, that's rude and unfair to the others.
Instead, just make it so they consistently get the flustered condition anytime it happens.
Look,
Vega, let her rip.
Donovan is the emotional
Oh.
support dog. Vega is the emotional attack dog.
Vega's gonna sit down across from from Jennifer and just say, I just want to first say I'm really sorry about what happened. It's got to be really hard to process everything, and I understand that you're processing in your own way, and I do hate bothering somebody in grief, but I'm coming here to ask questions only because we're trying to figure out who hurt by so we can see them be brought to justice, to get justice for her and help get closure for all of you slowly.
Not too much unlike Mayuki at the mention of Bai, she begins kind of breaking down and crying at the moment.
Oh.
And Vega's gonna reach a hand across the table to like take hold of hers.
She withdraws.
That is absolutely fair.
I think I will go and sit next to Vega. Not lean in or reach out. And say, I apologize for us ambushing you like this. We are here to find out what happened to Miss Amari. Bye. And we have spoken with several others that were close to her, such as Miyuki and Fergus. We are going to be talking with others as well. But we would like your
Cooperation?
your cooperation in this time. I understand that this is a tough time, especially this close to this whole situation. But I hope you understand that time is of the essence.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're wasting it here.
Because you were close to her, even though you may not have been the one that knew her the longest.
Honestly, the only one of the few leads I can think of is if I would like to ask, was Bai trying to help protect you from people once you came here?
Go ahead and roll an empathy check for me.
An empathy check?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other thing, or is it just straight empathy?
Mental.
Empathy and mental? Alrighty.
Mhm.
Alrighty. Give me a sec. Let me pop up the page with Vegas thingy.
Yeah.
Also, Jody is deliberately sitting away from everyone else to give space.
Thank you.
Because I want to crowd this girl.
Understood.
Can I use etiquette? No. I don't think etiquette would work with this.
What else you
Would
got?
it? Etiquette, herbal treatments, mystic rituals. Oh, persuading individuals.
There you go.
Yeah. 3 successes?
There is some grief. There's a lot of fear in her.
This is a Starbucks, correct?
$6, yeah.
$6, yes.
Starbucks.
Does this $6 have like coffee stirrers or sugar packets?
Yeah.
I think Casimir is almost like as if he's just messing about with them. Go to take a few and drop them on a nearby table. And he's basically going to try and see if he can divine something through divination charms. What I would like is if I'm allowed to use momentum, if it works, to use my sorcery skills to gather clues about this situation with Jennifer here with us.
Okay, go for it.
So that is cunning academics.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd.
2 successes.
Is there any
Okay.
way that I can help in that?
Sure. How do you want to help?
Because if he's doing divining, is there any way I can give a little boosty boost since
Yes. How would you like to do so?
Kaz, would you like suddenly try to let Vega know what you're doing?
I would almost say that for Vega it is very clear, like the movements and patterns that he kind of uses with his hands before casting these tokens.
Oh, go ahead.
So I think it would be like something
That she
Vega
pick up
could
on pretty quickly.
pick up on,
Okay.
because it is like it's almost as if he's goofing off, but you can tell what is the like significance of it.
You got your stick?
Mr.
I
Mr.
have,
Storyteller,
I have gotten my stick with
got
me.
the magic stick.
Oh, it's divining the future specifically. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Magic Teller, Mr. Storyteller, could like the action that Vega uses to help give him some extra oomph to his I guess extra oomph to rolls, like she just puts a hand on like over like his free hand if he's only using one to throw to try to like give some extra oomph power.
Can you? Sure. The thing that I'm trying to find here is like as how would be for a skill to kind of pull forward kind of thing. Because like
Okay.
yes, you do have the capability of doing magic. But
Let me
like it
think.
doesn't. It's not a role to physically make a cup of tea, but it is a role to use the cup of tea as a means to try to help calm someone down. If that makes sense.
Because I mean, I could help by rolling like occult mental.
Go for it.
Okay. And let me see. I'll do occult intellect. Would mystic rituals go into that at all?
And if this is a mystic ritual, absolutely.
Because it's divining.
Sure.
4 successes.
Okay. So yeah, 5-6 successes depending on how you guys put that up. Yeah.
Wouldn't it be 6 altogether? Because it's 2 and then 4.
So if you are helping Casimir, the cat enhancement cap is 3. If Casimir's technically in helping you, then
I see. Does Casimir get flustered that she puts her hand on
Yeah,
his to
of
help?
course.
Excellent.
He's just a walking lighthouse at this point. Blush, no blush, blush, no blush.
So,
You did
are
this
you
to
doing?
yourself.
I know. I'm aware.
You are doing a spell. This would be like ritual sorcery, correct? Or are you trying to do something like read the signs?
I was trying to read the signs. Yes.
Okay. So. Okay. All right. Go ahead and ask your questions.
So, how many successes are these?
Since you're the one leading it would be 5 successes.
5 successes. Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
So, I think I would like to know for 1 success, does the situation that we're involved with, does that involve a specific pantheon that caused the death of Bai?
Something that comes to your senses as you ask that question to the cosmos is the smell of dry dust and sand.
Ooh. Okay.
On the sound of wind.
That's the same thing I got.
But I don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Then,
You would know that that is tied to the Nature Pantheon, yes.
I think for 2 successes,
Mhm.
what was Bai's cause of death?
Buys necessary for general description, cause of a situation that the character.
Yeah, that's like, I would say that's the same, but I'm not certain if that's the same.
Cause of death was blunt force trauma.
And can I add another 2 successes
You
to learn the current location or who or whatever has caused?
No, because those are 2 different things. So because you have a total of 5 successes, right? You spent 1 for the thing, and then you did the 2 success stunt. The other 4, yeah. So for 4 successes, it would learn the thing on regards to that.
Then I should have done that first. Oh well. But with 2 other successes, I would like.
And then you can use like the basic procedural stuff, like ask
Yeah.
for more insight or an extra clue or things along those lines.
I would like to ask for another clue. Can I get a vowel, please?
The vowel is A.
Ah!
Okay.
That was great.
Vowel is A, you say?
Great stars
I'm
that make up the
insane without
universe,
the spin.
reveal your secrets to me.
Ah.
Ask your question, child. I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Whoever is responsible for it. I'm gonna take a look at some interpretation in regards to things. So you guys do have a decent amount of information. I'm trying to figure out what type of clue to give in regards to that. You could also ask me a question about a clue, type of thing.
So I'm trying not to metagame here regarding the dry dust and sand and wind. What would be a question that Casimir would ask here?
I'll give you something in regards to an extra clue here.
Okay.
I think about it. With the aspect of divining and seeking the aspects that you have been finding, you latch on to the fact that whichever one of these parties is responsible, they are not directly responsible, as in they may have wielded the weapon type of thing, but that may have been under duress.
Okay. In regards to the blunt force trauma, I'm wondering if the question that I can ask is why?
Why blunt force trauma?
No. Why did the situation occur?
Good way to sit there and put this there without giving away too much. This situation occurred because of a jealous god or godly figure that stands over a purview.
Hold on.
That would be the 5th success as the wind
Um,
dies down.
Caused by god or godly figure that was tied to a jealous god.
Yeah, we'll say that, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
That guards a purview.
Stands over.
Stands over, okay.
Mhm.
What? Okay.
And as the wind of the ritual dies down and the scent of dust and sand leaves your nostrils, and you stand on the precipice of finding the possible answers. We'll go ahead and leave that there so you guys can think of some more questions.
Oh my god.
The answer really was
I recognized that tone as soon as you started using it.
Yeah, it was very,
Recognizable.
very familiar, very recognizable.
I have been the storyteller for the evening, Alvarans. With me playing the brash Jody. I've had Keestreth.
I made tea.
You sure did. You made a bomb-ass fucking cup of tea. Playing the flustering Vega, I've had Richie.
I'm very good at my job.
Playing the flustered Casimir, I've had Nether.
The tension is killing me.
Playing the can read you like a book, Investigator Carden, I've had Red Ghost.
I will not stop until we turn Casimir red permanently.
And
Don't
playing
say it
the
like that.
Playing the silent gentle giant, I've had Andre.
I spoke a
By,
little.
Yeah, that's fair. Robo Pirate. Playing Andre, the silent gentle giant, I've had Robo.
Wasn't really sure what to do.
That's fair. I felt bad.
Investigations are tough. But we'll guys catch you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Bye, everyone.
And with that, I thank you all for being here. That was our session for today. We've had a lot of procedural play today, given that it is a investigation of the murderous kind. So thank you all for being here. I've had a lot of fun as usual. Thank you, Legitimine or Legitimine, for the follow. That was very, very kind of you. Do let me know how to pronounce that if you're still here, so that I can make sure not to mess it up the next time. With that said, I hope to be here tomorrow. Legitimine like dopamine. Okay, that's lovely. I hope to be here tomorrow, possibly with some Ghost Trick, maybe with Watermelon Game, because I like it, and it is a very casual game that I can just get into. And otherwise, who knows? But otherwise, we will be here on Monday playing Hyrule Chronicles, where, if all goes well, we get to fight some ghosts. Who knows? Let me see if I can find someone to raid into. So we have, let's see. Oh, hey, Demily Pyro is actually playing Ghost Trick. So if I were to go into her stream, you might see some spoilers. So that might not actually be the best idea. Oh, but also I see that a cool person. I don't know personally. But Charlie from Charlie is So Cool Like is currently playing Stardew Valley, and she's having a lovely time of it, it seems. So let's go and see what it is like over at Cool Like. And if you want to join the raid, you can copy one of these messages, one with and one without channel emoji. And with that said, thank you all so much for being here. I have been the Nether lad at the moment. I have been Nether, I am Nether, and I will be Nether for at least some time. Thank you all for being here. I hope you'll have a lovely day. Or other time zone. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Can my computer handle this? Yay, hello, it's me. But with that said, thank you all so much for being here. See you later. Bye.